Hey friends, welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are making some fun treats that you can use for Valentine's Day. Really, you can use them for any day. There's a Super Bowl coming up this weekend, so you'll have them in time for the Super Bowl if you want to make them for your friends and family. But I'm going to show you how to make some Scotcheroos. This is my first time attempting this recipe. It actually turned out so delicious. And then we're also going to make some cherry chocolate oatmeal cookies. First recipe I'm going to show you are the Scotcheroos. Now, I first came up with this idea when I picked up some snacks for a Bible study at church. And I just picked up a random box at Food Line, and it was these little squares that were like Rice Krispie treats, but they had some chocolate on top, and they were so delicious. I brought some home, and my husband tried them and said, these are really good. So one of his favorite candies at Christmas, I'm not the one that makes it, my aunt actually makes it, but it's what, honey?
Peanut butter cornflakes.
Peanut butter cornflakes. And so the Scotcheroos kind of reminded me of that. It's not cornflakes. It actually uses a Rice Krispie cereal instead, but it has that peanut butter with the Rice Krispies, and then you melt butterscotch and chocolate in the microwave, and then, sorry, we're traveling today, so I'm hitting a few bumps. Or Tim's hitting a few bumps. I'm not driving. I'm recording safely. I am not behind the wheel.
It'll be a little scary.
Yes. Well, hey, what do you mean by that? Anyway, what was I saying about the Scotcheroos?
Peanut butter and chocolate.
Peanut butter, yes. Peanut butter, Rice Krispies, corn syrup, sugar, chocolate, butterscotch. All the yummy bad things for you are in this recipe. But I just thought it would be a great one to make for Valentine's Day coming up. So we're going to show you, or I'm going to show you now, how I made those yummy Scotcheroos. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our 9x13 pan, and I'm just going to line it with some parchment paper. I have never made these, so I'm going to follow the recipe pretty closely. And it said to line your pan with parchment paper and then to lightly spray it with some cooking spray. So we're going to do that. All right, our next step is to get some sugar and corn syrup over medium heat. All right, we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna use a larger stock pot. This is a Dutch oven. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get our medium heat on here. And the reason I'm using a larger pot is because we're going to add 6 cups of Rice Krispies in here, and I just feel like I'm going to need a bigger area to work with. Into our pot, we're going to add 1 cup of sugar. And then we're going to add to that 1 cup of light corn syrup. That's what I used. I went ahead and sprayed my measuring cup, which is a helpful tip. I do this with honey or syrup, maple syrup, anything sticky. Makes it come out a whole lot easier. I'm just going to take my spatula, get the rest out. All right, now we want to let our mixture come to a boil, and we're only going to cook it just till it starts to bubble, and then we're going to remove it from our heat. And then you want to immediately stir in peanut butter. So I'm going to go ahead and get our peanut butter in a measuring cup. Now this is heating up. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. So I think we're there. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the heat. We'll stir in our peanut butter, and then I think I'm going to pour this into a separate bowl to mix our Rice Krispies in. All right, we're going to go ahead and add in 1 cup of peanut butter. Okay, I was just going to add our Rice Krispies to this pot, but since I want to make sure that I'm following the recipe, I think I will do as it suggests and add our Rice Krispies to a large bowl and then pour this over the top. Okay, so I did decide to move this to another bowl to mix the Rice Krispies in, and this is 6 cups of Rice Krispies that I'm measuring out. However, I do wish I had kept it in the pot on the stove and added my cereal to the pot instead, because this method, though we made it work, I had to call in Alex to hold the bowl so I could scrape all of that out, but we made it work. It was just a lot harder than I think it would have been had we just poured that mixture into the Rice Krispies. But what you want to do is get that mixture in there and get your Rice Krispies mixed together, and then make sure your hands are damp for this part. You're just going to smooth this out into your 9 by 13 pan. So I'm just pushing it all out there. Just make sure it's flat and it's evened all the way throughout. Next, we're going to measure 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips and 1 cup of butterscotch morsels into a glass microwavable bowl. And you're just going to microwave this for 30 seconds and then stir it really well and then keep doing 30-second intervals. All right, we've got our chocolate and butterscotch morsels all mixed. So we're just going to, or melted, I mean. So we're just going to pour this over top of our Rice Krispies. Once I get it all out of the bowl, we're gonna smooth that over. We're gonna let this come to room temperature, and then we're gonna cover it up. I might stick it in the fridge for a couple of hours just to harden that chocolate. Once it's hardened, I'm gonna go ahead and take it out, slice it into pieces, and we'll store this in an airtight container. Turned out delicious, honey. What'd you think?
Really good.
Yeah, they were delicious. I had some trouble, you know, getting them in the pan, getting them out of the pot. So I definitely would advise that you pour your Rice Krispies into the pot. Don't try to pour the peanut butter mixture into your Rice Krispies, because that is a little bit more challenging. We got it done, but it was a little bit more challenging. Anyway, they were delicious. We shared them with some family, and we kept a lot for ourselves as well. So on to the next recipe, cherry chocolate oatmeal cookies. I first made this recipe 10 years ago. I think it's been 10 years ago since we had it. Anyway, I found the recipe in a Better Homes and Gardens magazine in 2013. Cut the recipe out, and I've kept it in my recipe binder, but it has been a good 10 years since I've made it. So I don't know, I love cherry and dark chocolate, that combination especially. And so it just felt like a Valentine's Day cookie, so I thought we would give that one a try. All right, the next thing we're gonna make are some cherry chocolate oatmeal cookies. First thing we're gonna do is preheat our oven, which we have done that. We're preheating it to 350 degrees. Then we're gonna add 2 sticks of butter, or that's 1 cup of butter, to our mixer. And I made sure this was softened. It's been sitting on the counter for a couple of hours. All right, to our butter, we're going to add 1.5 cups of packed brown sugar. And I'm just gonna get this cream together. All right, once that's light and fluffy, which it is, we're going to beat in our eggs. We're gonna beat in 2 eggs and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. These are our farm fresh eggs. It's been such a blessing to have those. All right, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and we're using our homemade vanilla. In a separate bowl, we're going to add 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We're gonna do 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay, we're gonna add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Now we're gonna add this to our wet ingredients. All right, now we're gonna add in 2 cups of old-fashioned oats. Add in 1 cup of dried tart cherries. And this is what that looks like. Then we're gonna add in 1 cup of dark chocolate chips. And we'll get that stirred all together. All right, I'm gonna let this chill in the refrigerator while I get the kitchen cleaned up for about 30 minutes. So all in all, I thought both desserts turned out really, really good. I'm sure there is a preference, so I'm gonna let the family tell you now which one they prefer. Did y'all like the Scotcheroos, or did you like the cherry chocolate oatmeal cookies the best? Cherry chocolate oatmeal for Alex. Okay, what about you, Ella? She liked the Scotcheroos the best. I know what your pick is gonna be.
It has peanut butter in it. There's only one pick for me.
Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna say I like them both. I really did like the cherry and chocolate combination too. So I guess we're tied then, 2 and 2. But definitely, if you're looking for a Valentine's treat or just a treat for any time, check out these recipes. So I hope you'll give these a try. I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day. And we're also celebrating our 24th anniversary coming up the day before Valentine's Day. I was telling them in the last video how when we picked that date 25 years ago, we thought it was a good idea, but now we get to celebrate our anniversary with everyone else that's trying to get a jump start on Valentine's Day. So we always have to... We weren't stupid. We were young and in love, and we thought that would be romantic, and it was. It was a beautiful wedding, and I'll have to put some pictures up when we were younger. Before we had these little rascals back here. But anyway, you'll have to let me know what your plans are. And we don't make a big deal out of Valentine's Day, which we do enjoy it, but it's more about just doing something together as a family since our anniversary is the day before. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful Valentine's Day, and until next time, remember to live simply, use what you have, and enjoy the moments you've been given. And I will see you in the next one. Alex is going to send us out. What'd you say, Alex?